Good morning, crocheters. It's Valerie and we are back with day 6 of Vlogademe. I did not post yesterday because it's Sunday and Sundays are just my day off. I don't do anything other than like go to church and hang out with my family. So Sundays are my days off, so that's going to be consistent. I won't be posting a video on Sunday, but I will be here oops, I dropped something, every other day of the week. So far, my health is kept up. I haven't quite gotten the cold that my little one is suffering with, so I'm very grateful for that. And I really hope she gets better soon because she's pretty miserable. So today I wanted to talk about, I know this is like story time. I've got so many things to talk about because I do a lot of thinking and I don't know, I just have lots of things to talk about. I'm going to kind of show and tell some things as well today. But I want to talk about a little bit of the process of me deciding to start making my own patterns. And one of the things I don't talk about very often is this little guy. This is a niffler. I really, really like Harry Potter. And the kind of world that J.K. Rowling has created. And so when I started wanting to design, we had just watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where, you know, the niffler is one of the cutest animals there. And so I was thinking like, well, that could be super fun to design crochet patterns for, like, you know, some of the crazy fantastic beasts that she's created. And so I made this one and, you know, rather enjoyed it using, you know, worsted weight yarn like most people do. And then I came across, I believe her name is Stephanie at It's Crochet O'Clock. I'll put a link below. And she was talking all about creating patterns for trademarked characters and selling them and all of the legal issues that creates. And so I watched that and I was like, oh wow, like I'm so grateful that she put this information out there because I didn't realize that this could be a very big problem and I could be sued by Warner Brothers. I don't want to do that. That sounds miserable. And so yeah, I'll put the link to her channel and that video that I found really, really insightful there. And so I got off that bandwagon and was like, all right, nope, not doing that. I mean, I even stepped away from just crocheting like for a little bit because I was kind of shook by that and my idea, and I didn't want to do anything that would potentially get me in trouble. So I just stepped away from it. But in my stepping away, I had a couple of other, you know, ideas and thoughts. And a couple of the thoughts were like, one, I don't really love making things that are small. Like, I don't know, it felt like, well, I guess the toys that I loved growing up were not this little. You know, they were mostly bigger, and I liked the idea of something like that was big and you could just give a you know, like a solid hug to and really feel like I don't know, like you had something of substance and not like making a knick-knack. That is my own personal opinion. Not trying to, you know, say that is what small amigurumi are, but that's kind of what they felt like to me, and so I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to make bigger animals, but, and then there was a second thing, is I also really wanted, I wanted to incorporate pattern into the animals that I was making, you know, so I wanted to include fabric. And so I tried a couple of different fabrics getting started. I don't know if like a couple of like the OGs around here will know the very first teddy bear I ever made. Which was not very good. And I frogged that whole thing. So yeah, it is no longer with us. But, but on that one, I tried using just like a normal cotton fabric, I think, and that didn't work. I mean, so I ended up going with fleece because fleece is really nice in that you can make the little snips and you don't have to worry about it fraying. The high quality fleece works better because then the little snips don't tear as big. Anyway, that's kind of a rant for another day. So I decided on fleece, and I loved it because it was really soft as well. And where we're making toys for, well, like they can be kind of like newborn toys, but also they can be like the size of them, I think also lends them well to actually like older, like teenagers and maybe even beyond, who just need like something that they can give like a really big hug to. And that like softness and the tactile nature of it, like I really liked how that translated. And so I did a lot of searching. I tried to find people who were making patterns out of Bernat blanket yarn and fleece, and I couldn't find them. And there were a couple of people who were kind of doing a here and there something with Bernat blanket yarn, but they were also like making hats and doing smaller things out of normal worsted weight yarn. And so I couldn't find someone who was kind of doing what I wanted to do and was like, Tim Ferriss always says, like, scratch your own itch. If you're looking for something and you can't find it, like, go make that thing. And so that's what I did. I couldn't find what I was looking for. And so I just started making my own thing. And so you guys have seen these two before. I guess if you're new, you might not have. But this was the very first, big sheep that I made, just trying to get the feel of how Bernat blanket yarn worked. Thankfully, I've come a long way since this one, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot on this project. And then one of the first ones, well, I guess besides the sheep, because I did figure out something better with the sheep. Don't have any of those anymore. But this elephant was one of the first that I really started using, the fleece as a major component. So I've got it here in the ears and on the one arm that I finished and the two legs. This guy never got finished because I knew how I wanted to change him. Once I got this arm on, I was like, okay, I know the changes I want to make. There's no point in finishing this. I'm just going to go fix the pattern, try again. I still keep him around though, because it's good to show progress. So yeah, so I'm sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. So that was really why I started designing and like really wanted to make my own things, is because I couldn't find what I wanted out there already. And since then, it has just been so much fun. And it seems that the more I make, the more ideas I have. And so it's almost like you make one and then they multiply in my mind. So an example of that would be like with the chubby bunny being kind of the smallest thing that I've made out of Bernat blanket yarn. Now that I've made something that was that size and it was a beginner pattern, but it was still pretty cute, and I think it turned out well. Like, I've made a list of, I actually don't know how long the list. I think I've got 18. I think I've got like 18 patterns in my mind that's like, oh, I could do them in that size, and like that would be really, really fun. So they'll just kind of explode and become more and more, which I find like so fun, because I want to keep creating and I want to be making these patterns for a long time. And it gets me super, super excited. Maybe it's a little nerdy, but I love it. So yeah, that is gonna be it for me today though. And I would encourage you guys, if there's something out there that that you're looking for that you can't find, to try your hand at creating it. It can be really fun. And who knows, you might find that you have a very that you might have a talent for it. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday, and I will talk to you guys in the comments and also tomorrow. So take care, and I'll see you soon.